Oh, beautiful name.
Thanks.
Love that.
That was my grandmother's name.
Very nice. Okay, welcome everybody to Lunch Break with ATI. I'm Dan McFeely, your host today. I serve as the president of the board of directors for Actors Theater of Indiana, and I'm very happy to be here with the lovely Ashley Jacobs. She is the co-artistic director for the Central Indiana Dance Ensemble, and she is here to talk about the exciting things happening with CIDE and how you can be a part of it. So Ashley, welcome.
Thanks so much for having me.
Good, good. So for those of our viewers who have never seen a performance, can you just talk a little bit about what CIDE is and what you do?
Sure. So CIDE was founded in 1999 by Suzanne DeLay. She's currently our executive director. And we are a pre-professional ballet company founded in Carmel. And so we put on full-length productions, ballet productions. So back in 1999, there was a huge need for extra performance opportunities for dancers around the area. And so CIDE was formed. I'm actually a founding member of CIDE, and along with our co-artistic director, Michael Casey Clark, he's also a founding member of the company. So we do full-length ballets. We do a full-length Nutcracker every year. We do a full-length spring ballet, usually like a storybook ballet. And then we also in the spring do, it's called our mixed rep performance. And that's, we really get to see our dancers do a little bit of contemporary, a little bit of modern, and also classical ballet.
Oh, very nice. And I understand it's not just about the presentations, but you also have an educational component to your outfit.
Yes, yes. So we're housed at Central Indiana Academy of Dance. So all of our directors also teach at the academy. We do a lot of outreach events. We try to go into, we do Girl Scout events. We do events at the library, just trying to bring ballet and that educational component, getting everyone interested in ballet and, you know, really what the history of ballet is to the surrounding area.
So tell us how you got into it to begin with. How old were you when you decided ballet is my thing?
So I'm actually started late.
Okay.
Late in the ballet world. Most dancers start, you know, at 3 and they love it. They want to wear the tutus and the tights. I hated wearing tights. So my mom started CIDE, and she was a professional dancer with Pacific Northwest Ballet. She's originally from Sacramento, California, and her dance teacher started Sacramento Ballet.
Oh, wow.
Which is now a professional company. It started as a pre-professional company. So my mom was always not happy that I didn't want to dance. But got into it from watching a dance recital. Honestly, my stepsister had a dance recital and they were wearing pleather pants and dancing to some hip hop song. And I said, Mom, I want to do that. And she was like, you want to what? You know, being a classical ballerina, she was not interested in me doing that.
Okay.
But she put me in dance classes, and out of the hip hop jazz classes, I really liked the ballet.
Okay.
So that's how I got started. But I was 9, so a little bit later. And that's when, and my mom wasn't teaching at the time. She was actually a real estate agent.
Okay.
Because she just didn't, you know, there was no need to be in the dance world at that point.
Right.
And so she watched, you know, how little performance opportunities there were.
Yeah.
So she started teaching and then started CIDE out of that need for me and my friends to perform a little bit more.
Yeah, well, that's a good point. This whole Center for the Performing Arts and all of the focus on the arts in Carmel is really an inspiring thing for young people. So in your school and your teaching, how many kids do you normally have?
So at our school, we have a little bit over 300 students.
Wow.
Usually our biggest performance of the year is our Nutcracker performance, which we have open auditions for anyone in the area.
Okay.
Any dancer in the area. We just ask if they are currently in a dance class. And it doesn't have to be at our studio. It can be at any studio.
Okay.
So our Nutcracker usually has 120 students in it.
For the performance.
For the performance, ages 6 to 18.
Wow.
But the academy, like I said, has dancers from 2 to 18.
Wow. And does the school go year round or is it seasonal?
So we are year round. We have classes every month.
Okay.
We don't close for the summer. We close usually like school breaks. But yeah, we're getting ready to go into our 15th season at the studio.
Mm-hmm.
So we start actually next week, August 7th. When school starts back, and then we really go until May, June.
Mm-hmm.
We have dance camps over the summer. We just got finished with Princesses and Prince Camp. So
very exciting.
Yeah,
it's good stuff.
Yep.
So over the years, I would imagine you have had kids come in, learn how to do their thing and learn it well, and then move on.
Yes.
I understand you've had several kids grow up and now they're professional dancers.
Yes.
Can you talk about that a little bit?
Yes. So we have professional dancers currently. Our one that's been dancing the longest professionally is Price Suddarth, and we were just speaking about this previously. Is that he started in musical theater and did not want to take ballet, but he wanted to be on Broadway, and so he came to us probably I think he was around 13, 14, and our executive director said, "Hey, you should really take some ballet if you want to be on Broadway. You need to take some dance." And so he came into dance classes and loved ballet, and so he's been dancing professionally, and he just started his own professional company as well.
Wow.
Doing choreography to showcase his choreography. So he's currently at Pacific Northwest Ballet. We have dancers at Arizona Ballet, Oklahoma City, Cleveland Ballet. I'm sure I'm missing some. Los Angeles Ballet. But yeah, dancers who they don't necessarily go to college either. They either go straight into a company because they're that talented and that they have that kind of passion, or sometimes they decide to go to college to kind of refine their skills a little bit for dance, college for dance, and then get a contract outside of college. So
that's great. So I'm not real familiar with ballet. Obviously, I'm not a ballet dancer, and it hurts when I try to stand on my toes. But what is it about that form of dance that excites not just young kids, but all kids and all adults? What is it about ballet that is so inspiring?
I think ballet, it's just graceful. People watch it and they're like, they make it look effortless. And if you would see them in class, you'd be like, oh, that does not look effortless. We have frustrations and sometimes, unfortunately, tears, when they can't do something. Right. It looks easy. But that's the thing. Our top level dancers dance 6 days a week. They're there probably at least 25 hours a week, because they have the passion for it. But they come up and they come on the stage and you're like, oh, wow. Like that looks so easy, and then you're like, wait, that's definitely not easy. And I think that's and especially for younger dancers, it's the tutu, it's the pink, it's the point shoes, it's, I want to do that, and that's how most dancers start. Is they're like, oh, that looks amazing, I want to do that, and the sparkles, and
So we were talking earlier, and we are equal opportunity people here, so don't take this the wrong way, but this is really a thing for little girls mostly. It's hard to find boys, right?
It's hard to find boys, yes. Yeah, so our company is, again, pre-professional, but we usually, for most of our shows, when we need a male dancer, we hire male dancers. It's really common in the dance world that boys, however old they are, if they're good and they have the passion, they will get asked to stay. If they go away for the summer to a summer intensive, because most professional companies have summer intensives, they get asked to stay, and so then your boys leave you.
Yeah.
And so yes, you can have them come back, but also it's just really hard. So when you see the Sugar Plum Fairy dance with her Cavalier, at least in our productions, are usually hired. We've hired from other professional companies, but also sometimes Butler Ballet. So it's just really hard. But even we have a professor who teaches every once in a while with us from Butler, Derek Reed, and they have a hard time finding boys. Yeah. I think at Butler, they only have 12 boys.
Wow.
But they have 60 plus girls. So, it's hard, even for university settings too.
Yeah. So talk about your upcoming productions. I know you're just now getting ready to do auditions for the Nutcracker, and that's going to happen in December. Where will that be at? Where will the Nutcracker be?
So our Nutcracker is December 1st, 2nd, and 3rd at Zionsville High School. We're celebrating 20 years performing at Zionsville. And so, we have a Nutcracker auditions August 19th for ages 6 and above. And then after that, we're a resident company at the Performing Arts Center of the Performing Arts.
Right.
So our performance after that is our mixed rep performance. Like I spoke about, it's not just classical ballet. Okay. It is also contemporary and modern, which is a little bit more
jazzy,
down to earth, not so like pulled up and lifted, no tutus usually, okay. Not necessarily in point shoes. Right. That's our mixed rep performance. We do that at the Tarkington. That's March 3rd this year. March. And then we're doing Snow White this year for our spring show.
Very nice.
And the last time we performed that was in 2017. And so we're doing that May 18th and 19th at the Tarkington.
Oh, that sounds exciting.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's wonderful that you guys are doing this, and I know there are other ballet companies out there, but I like the fact that you can take kids and inspire them to want to stretch themselves both physically and emotionally and do something on stage in front of people. Did you ever have any kind of a stage fright? I mean, dancing in front of people, did it make you feel funny?
Did I personally?
Yeah.
I always felt more funny in the studio.
Oh, okay.
Like I kind of felt like when I was on stage, you can't really see the audience, but that was the place where I felt most comfortable. Yeah, a little bit of stage fright, backstage, the jitters before you step on stage. But as soon as I always stepped on stage, it was like, oh, this feels good, and that's really, what we try to do both in the studio and in the company is, get them to be confident, get them to. Most of them love what they're doing. I mean, obviously, if they didn't love what they're doing, they would not put 25 hours of work in a week. But yeah, that's kind of where most of them, if you talk to the dancers, where they feel most comfortable, where they feel most like themselves, is that place on stage and
that's nice.
Performing and being able to be someone else or tell a story through movement is really where they feel the most comfortable.
So, if there is a parent out there who has a child and they see hints that maybe this is something they want to do, what should they be doing right now while they're young to prepare them to perhaps enter a school like yours?
So I would suggest putting them in dance class,
okay.
Movement class, and it doesn't matter. And I'm not here, we're not competitors with anyone else. It's, dance is important. Dance is a great art form for any young dancer, male, female. Get them in dance class, get them to enjoy movement, get them to get that confidence about themselves.
What about movies? Is there a movie that you could watch? What would be a movie that would capture the essence of what you do? A popular movie that does a lot of dancing in it.
I've heard the movie Leap. I have not personally watched it, but we have a couple dancers. We actually have a male dancer who's watching it with his sister, and he was like, that looks really cool. And so his sister came to dance, and then he came to dance. We do have some younger boys at the studio. We have about 8 boys.
Well, I was thinking about that when I was coming in. What movie have I watched, that has just great dancing in it? And it may not be ballet, but I just love it. And, the thing like West Side Story comes to mind, but really my absolute favorite is the Singing in the Rain. That scene
Yeah.
I could watch that over and over
Yeah.
because just the moves that he made.
Yeah.
So,
Well, I think of a chorus line too.
okay.
Like, that's just, you know.
Well, that's good. And I understand that you and your husband have a growing family now, right?
We do,
Okay.
yes. So I just had our second child, Genevieve, 6 weeks ago.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Future ballet star there?
Yes, and she has really long legs, so I could feel them in my rib cage when I was pregnant. So she's gonna be tall and long legs, unlike me. I'm short legs. So hopefully she gets that from my husband's side of the family.
And then you have a son too, right?
I do have a son, JP. He's 4.
All right.
So
Any ballet there?
So he did do dance class, and he's one of those kids. He did the dance recital this year, and he was just like that cool kid. Like, I'm not worried. I'm not, nervous. He's like, I got this, and would calm all the other kids down. But he was like, I don't know if I want to do that yet.
It's boring to follow in the footsteps of your parents.
Right. Yeah. So.
Well, that's good. Well, thank you for coming on. And I know, next year, big 25, right?
Yes. Yes.
What's anything special happening with that?
So we're going into our 25th season, or 24th season this year, 25th season next year. Gonna do a big, hopefully, cocktail reception. Our mixed rep performance next year will be a director's choice. So all of our 3 main directors, executive and our co-artistic directors, our favorite pieces that we've done over the years.
Okay.
And then look for our social media. We'll be starting that, showing videos and pictures over the last 25 years. So
Nice.
if you want to see all of us who have been with it for 25 years.
Yeah. So tell us, where do we find you online?
So our website, the CIDE's website is CIDEdance.org. You can also find us on Instagram at CIAO Dance. And then the Facebook is Central Indiana Academy of Dance and Ensemble. So it's kind of just one page to try to keep everything a little together.
I'm just thinking about all these former students who are out making their mark in the world.
Yep.
Be nice to bring them all back next year.
Yes, yeah. So that's part of our our plan,
Your
I guess.
planning,
Yeah. To reach out to our alumni and see who can come back and get it, scheduled as soon as possible, so that they can come back and we can see them. For our 20th, we did have alumni in our Nutcracker.
Oh, okay. Nice.
We had Price Suddarth, who I spoke about earlier. Him and his wife came back and did the Sugar Plum and Cavalier for our 20th anniversary. So that was exciting. And then a lot of our party parents in our Nutcracker were alumni. So
Nice.
it was great having everyone back.
Nice.
So.
Well, 25 years is fantastic. You guys should be very proud of yourself. Your mom should be very proud of herself.
Thank you.
And we look forward to the Nutcracker in December, and we also look forward to the 25th anniversary. And I hope that you at home take the time to check them out. And if you got kids, please consider sending them to the academy there, because it's a wonderful thing to be able to express yourself and then turn it into a career, which I think is one of the reasons why Carmel and the Center for the Performing Arts exists, because we want to inspire our kids to sing, to dance, and to do all kinds of things. And so this has been a pleasure getting to know you and getting to know a little bit more about the company, and I wish you luck.
Thank you so much.
Right.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you all for joining us.